Welcome back to Decodiva, where timeless interiors and vintage elegance come alive through beautiful design inspiration. Today, we're stepping inside the world of French Chateau staircases, those breathtaking transitions that instantly make a home feel regal, romantic, and unforgettable. From sweeping curves to worn stone steps, we'll explore what gives these staircases their grand presence and enduring charm. If you love vintage home decor, European elegance, and dreamy interiors filled with old-world character, you're in the perfect place. Be sure to subscribe to Decodiva, give this video a like, and share your favorite staircase style in the comments below because we absolutely love hearing your design ideas and inspirations. As we move through these stunning chateau staircase concepts, imagine how each detail transforms not only a hallway or entrance, but the emotional atmosphere of an entire home. These staircases are more than architecture, they're dramatic centerpieces that tell stories of history, craftsmanship, and romance. One of the defining features of French chateau staircases is their ability to create a dramatic first impression. The staircase often begins directly from a grand foyer, immediately drawing the eye upward and setting a luxurious tone for the rest of the home. This sense of scale creates anticipation and elegance from the very first moment. Many chateau staircases feature wide proportions and gentle curves that encourage slow, graceful movement through the space. Unlike modern staircases designed purely for function, these vintage designs celebrate the experience of transition itself, making every ascent feel cinematic and refined. The placement of natural light also contributes to the grandeur. Tall windows, crystal chandeliers, and soft sunlight reflecting against aged stone or polished wood create layers of atmosphere that make the staircase glow with warmth and sophistication. French chateau staircases often use limestone or aged stone steps that instantly evoke centuries of history. The worn edges, subtle cracks, and softened surfaces tell a story of generations passing through the home, adding authenticity and emotional depth to the design. Texture plays a huge role in making these staircases feel grand yet inviting. Rough plaster walls paired with smooth carved railings create contrast, while faded finishes and antique patinas bring richness that modern materials often lack. Every imperfection adds personality and timeless appeal. Even when recreated in modern homes, designers often intentionally distress materials to achieve that lived-in chateau feeling. Antique-inspired finishes, lime-wash paint, and reclaimed stone help create spaces that feel rooted in history rather than newly constructed. Another hallmark of French chateau staircases is elaborate wrought iron railings filled with curves, scrolls, and handcrafted artistry. These railings act almost like jewelry for the staircase, adding elegance without overwhelming the architecture itself. Black iron paired with warm neutral tones creates a beautiful visual balance. The dark silhouette of the railing against creamy plaster walls or pale stone steps gives the staircase a sculptural quality that feels sophisticated and timeless. Many vintage chateau staircases include subtle floral motifs, leaf patterns, or intricate metal detailing inspired by classical French gardens and Baroque design. These artistic touches soften the structure and contribute to the romantic atmosphere that makes chateau interiors feel so enchanting. Curved staircases instantly create a feeling of movement and grace. In French chateaux, these sweeping forms often spiral gently upward, guiding the eye naturally through the architecture while adding softness to large formal interiors. Unlike sharp modern lines, curved staircases feel organic and welcoming. The flowing structure encourages a slower appreciation of the space, making the staircase feel less like a practical necessity and more like an artistic centerpiece within the home. Even smaller homes can borrow inspiration from this idea by incorporating rounded railings, softened edges, or curved landings. These subtle adjustments can dramatically change the emotional tone of a staircase and bring a touch of chateau elegance into everyday spaces. Nothing enhances a grand staircase quite like a dramatic chandelier suspended overhead. French chateau interiors frequently use oversized crystal fixtures to emphasize vertical height and create sparkling reflections throughout the stairwell. As light cascades down the staircase, it highlights textures, ironwork, and architectural details that might otherwise go unnoticed. The chandelier becomes both a functional light source and a centerpiece that amplifies the luxurious mood of the home. Vintage chandeliers with aged brass, distressed finishes, and candle-style bulbs work especially well in recreating this chateau atmosphere. Even a modest staircase can feel elevated and elegant with carefully chosen lighting that introduces warmth and grandeur. French chateau staircases rarely stand alone without decorative styling. Antique mirrors, gilded frames, vintage portraits, and weathered console tables are often arranged nearby to create layered visual storytelling throughout the transition space. Many chateau-inspired interiors also include oversized urns, fresh greenery, or trailing ivy positioned along stair landings to soften the architectural lines and bring natural beauty indoors. These decorative moments create richness without feeling overly staged. The beauty of vintage decor is that it evolves over time. Collected treasures, inherited pieces, and meaningful antiques contribute to the lived-in elegance that makes chateau interiors feel authentic rather than overly polished or formal. What truly makes these staircase transitions feel grand is not simply their size or decoration, but the emotional response they create. French chateau staircases inspire awe, nostalgia, romance, and curiosity all at once, transforming movement through the home into an experience. These staircases often symbolize connection between public and private spaces, guiding guests from dramatic entryways into intimate upper rooms filled with warmth and history. This sense of progression adds depth and storytelling to the architecture. In many ways, chateau staircases remind us that design is about emotion as much as function. The textures, curves, lighting, and craftsmanship work together to create spaces that feel soulful, timeless, and deeply human. French Chateau vintage staircases continue to captivate us because they combine architectural beauty with emotional storytelling. From sweeping curves and aged stone to ornate ironwork and glowing chandeliers, every detail contributes to that unforgettable feeling of grandeur and romance. We hope today's inspiration helps you imagine new ways to bring vintage elegance and old-world charm into your own home. Whether through dramatic staircases or small decorative touches, Chateau-inspired design has a timeless ability to make spaces feel warm, refined, and magical. Thank you so much for spending time with us here on Decodiva. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment sharing which French Chateau staircase style inspired you the most. We can't wait to see you again in the next vintage decor journey.